Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. On today's program, we will get details of the This Star Won't Go Out Foundation's annual gala that's coming up later on this month. First, though, we check out the weather and the news for you. Currently, Quincy, it's raining out there. It's 66 degrees right now. A lot of rain later today, maybe a flooding situation in some locations with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. The rain will slowly taper off this evening, clearing out after midnight, lows tonight in the upper 50s, and that sets the stage for a gorgeous rest of the week. We're talking wall-to-wall sunshine at least through Thursday. Still kind of breezy tomorrow, but plenty of sunshine, mild in the mid-70s, even just a tad warmer with less wind on Wednesday. Highs in the mid-70s and very pleasant here on Thursday as well. Sunshine, highs in the low 70s. Even Friday, we'll have a few more clouds, but it should stay dry as well. So after we get through today, we are in fine shape weather-wise. But right now, we've got a flood watch in effect with 66 degrees and rain in Quincy. Checking out the news for you today, the Quincy City Clerk's office is getting ready for the November 7th city election. City Clerk Nicole Crispo is hoping for a decent turnout at the polls.
We have people that come out and vote every single time. And so for that, we encourage everybody to vote. It's important. Lots of things going on in our city all the time, and you're the voice.
Crispo is predicting a 35% turnout at the polls. Early voting for the November 7th election begins on October 28th and runs through November 3rd during regular business hours in the city clerk's office. Mail-in ballots are available by request. And of course, in-person voting will take place November 7th from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. There are contested races for mayor, the wards 2, 4, and 6 city council seats, and 3 school committee seats. Quincy Zoning Board of Appeals has approved a new recreational marijuana dispensary. The board voted last week unanimously in favor of that new dispensary for Liberty Street, right near the BJ's gas station. Attorney and former Quincy Mayor William Phelan, representing the applicants, said that a change was made to the way customers will enter and exit the new store to alleviate traffic concerns.
These dispensaries aren't really jam-packed with cars at any point in time, but nonetheless, with BJ's gas station there, I can understand the board's concern, plus the constraints of the actual site itself. I think the suggestions were all good, and actually I believe that it came up with a better site plan in terms of the entering and exiting of the vehicles. So you have in front of you the site plan with the parking plan, 10 parking spaces. Entering, we would be closing a curb cut on Liberty Street, which is approximately in the middle of the site currently. The other curb cut at the end of the site towards the self-storage building would remain open. Cars would enter in that curb cut, park, and then exit, continue on in that one-way direction out onto Water Street.
Some residents still express concerns about how the dispensary would impact traffic, although others said they felt the dispensary would improve a blighted property. The proposal still requires approval from the state's Cannabis Control Commission. Well, Governor Maura Healey, Lieutenant Governor Kim Driscoll, and other state, city, and local officials all gathered at Quincy's Snug Harbor Elementary School last week to officially kick off the state's new Universal Free School Meals program. The new state budget includes $172 million to provide free breakfasts and lunch to the estimated 500,000 public school students in kindergarten through high school in Massachusetts. Healey said the permanent program will help ease the financial burden on families and also contribute to students' well-being.
And we do this because we know nothing is more important than making sure that our young people are well fed, looked after, have the opportunity to learn, to grow, to achieve, to do all the things that we want to see them do, just as they do here at Snug Elementary School. We're one of only 8 states to have taken this step, and I think it's another act of Massachusetts leadership. During the pandemic, of course, the federal government recognized that this was an important thing to be doing because so many family incomes were at risk. But that program ended, and with the end of that program, it gave us an opportunity to collectively step forward and make sure that this was happening so that never again would there be barriers to students' ability to access food, breakfast and lunch, what they need. And so this was one of the very first things that we worked on this year. So delighted. No more paperwork, no more debt, no more stress for parents, making sure that, kids are able to come in here and get what they need.
House Speaker Rahm Mariano of Quincy, who was a student and a teacher at Snug Harbor, admitted that it may be a struggle to fund the program every year, but said he's committed to its success. Quincy School Superintendent Kevin Mulvey said there's been a 25% increase in the number of meals served to Quincy students since the program began this year. Massachusetts is the 8th state in the country to offer free meals for public school students. Well, a mobile exhibit is coming to Quincy this week. It pays tribute to the terrorist attacks of September 11th, 2001. The Tunnels to Towers Foundation is bringing their 83-foot tractor-trailer exhibit. It's called 9/11 Never Forget. It'll be at the General's Bridge and Park area in Quincy Center tomorrow. The exhibit is described as a tribute to those who died during the attacks. 2 Quincy natives, Kevin Connors, worked in the World Trade Center, and Susan McKay, who was on board Flight 11, were killed in the attacks. An opening ceremony for the exhibit will be held tomorrow at 3:30 with remarks from Mayor Thomas Koch, Fire Chief Joe Jackson, and Police Lieutenant Mark Ward, who was a New York City police officer. Tours of the exhibit will be given by New York City firefighters who responded to the attacks. The exhibit will be open Wednesday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, we sit down with Lori Earle of the This Star Won't Go Out Foundation. That's next. Welcome back. The folks at the This Star Won't Go Out Foundation are gearing up for their annual gala coming up later on this month, actually. So co-founder Lori Earle is stopping by to tell us a bit more about what this organization is, if you're not familiar, and then about the party that's coming up. Lori, good to see you again.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be able to be here.
This is great.
And it's an exciting time of year. Stressful.
I'm sure.
as all the last minute details are happening for our big event.
Right.
But yeah, so thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming over. So it's a great cause, and I've been pleased to be a part of it for, we were just talking now, for quite a long time, right? Since 2013, right?
It's been, so officially we started in 2011,
Oh, okay.
but probably I didn't come to you. So, our daughter Esther
Yes.
is
the initial star.
The initial
first
star.
right?
She's our star. Esther means star. So we've never had want for how to decorate during our events and our remembering. But so Esther was a student here in Quincy after we moved here, and she was in middle school, and then she went to North Quincy High School her freshman year. Before she had been already diagnosed with thyroid cancer when she was 12 and passed away in 2010 when she was 16 years old.
16, yeah.
So so I was actually just reflecting on the fact that, so this book, which I was holding up, which
Yes.
I should just say, so This Star Won't Go Out, which is of course her, a reflection of her name. The book by her friend, author John Green, was called The Fault in Our Stars, and actually is dedicated to Esther. And then following her death, he published it. And then this book came out posthumously, and it's Esther's journals primarily. And, just how she faced being a teenager and, a kid with cancer, and wanting to make the world more awesome in the midst of all the stuff she was
Yeah.
going through.
Did she start journaling before she was diagnosed, Lori?
She started when she was about 5.
Is that right?
She kept journals.
See,
There's-
that in itself it's unusual, right? For a
It is
young
unusual.
youngster,
She
yeah.
had books of, these are some of the covers of some of her
Okay.
of her journals
Yeah.
that she had, and so,
So she was
there was a
artistic as
lot.
well.
She was artistic. She
Yeah.
drew pictures. She made games for her little brothers, and definitely a person who creativity was important to
Yeah.
her, and her relationships, and it's reflected in her life in so many ways. And so we really started. I was actually just thinking about the fact that so she passed away in 2010. And so it's been a little while now.
12
but
years, yeah.
I was reflecting that while our foundation actually began in 2011,
Yeah.
that very, just 4 months after she passed, I was teaching at Quincy College at the time, and one of my students, her son, was being treated for cancer.
Oh.
And we had talked about the struggles she was having financially.
Sure.
Missing work and having to take care of him.
And going to school and paying for school, right?
Yeah, so that very first gift actually went to one of my Quincy College students that we gave out because what we decided was, having experienced this ourselves, how hard it is to make ends meet. And then if your child is sick and you're in and out of the hospital, you're not going to be, you're going to be struggling all along.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
so the gifts, I mean, we're so lucky in Massachusetts. I just heard the news about the free lunches for
Oh,
kids in school,
yes.
but also, we have really great health care. And so kids can have a lot of their expenses covered. But you still have all the expenses from taking time off work as parents and the stresses that go with that.
Sure.
So those gifts are really meaningful
So
to
you
us.
founded the foundation
So we
because
founded,
of that, right?
yeah, so we founded The
you and
Star
your,
Won't Go
your
Out.
husband.
And we've been able to give away, we've raised over $500,000
That's
to
amazing.
help families.
Yeah.
Last year was one of our biggest years so far. We helped 25 families,
Wow.
gave out over about $32,000 to pay for things that insurance doesn't cover.
Yes.
Paying for rent or mortgage payments, paying for utility bills that get sky high.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it's been really, really gratifying to be able to do this in Esther's honor and, make an impact for other families, especially now with costs of living
Inflationary
it's even more
stress,
of a
yes.
need. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even more of a need.
Are you seeing an increased request for donations?
Well, an increase, especially the amount, where we usually cap our gifts at about $2,000 per time we give.
Okay.
And it used to be that people didn't always reach for that maximum, and now that's
Oh, I
like
see.
that's how
Okay.
much you need for covering your rent or covering your utility bills
Yeah.
and things like that. So
So can we just talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that, the
Yeah.
request process and how the foundation
Sure.
works? Yeah.
Sure. So we are usually, we get referrals from social workers or resource individuals at New England hospitals.
I see.
We work a lot with Dana-Farber,
Sure.
which is where Esther was treated.
Yeah.
And, but we also get a lot of requests from Hasbro Children's
Down in Rhode
Hospital
Island,
in
yeah.
Rhode Island
Yeah.
in Providence. And we've helped, it doesn't matter which hospital.
Sure.
Sometimes it's been Vermont but we specify it in the New England area.
Okay.
I would say the majority come from, locally,
Sure.
from Tufts or MGH. We actually there's an amazing proton therapy program at Mass General
Mm-hmm.
Hospital. And so actually a lot of families come from other states even to have their kids treated through that therapy.
Okay. So
And
it doesn't matter if they're from out of state as long as they're being
so
treated
as long as
in
they're
New
being
England.
treated here, which
Okay.
means that kind of the world comes to us.
Okay.
so.
Okay. Yes. Well,
Which
that's
is-
true
which is
for a
kind
lot
of-
of the medical
Yeah.
industry in Massachusetts, right? They come from all over the
Right.
world, both to work in it and to be treated by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about childhood cancer is that it doesn't matter who you talk to.
Right.
Any group that I've spoken to, there's people in that group that are impacted.
Yeah.
Because there's 47 children a day in the U.S. alone that are diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
And, adults get cancer too, but the average age for an adult who's diagnosed with cancer is in the 60s. And the average age for a child is usually about 10.
Okay.
So, of course, starting from newborn up through 19
Yeah.
and beyond. But it's a lot of families
Yeah.
that are really impacted, and you know, it changes your life, changes the life of your kids too. You know, there's a lot of
If there are siblings, yeah, sure.
yeah, there's a lot of supports going on these days too, for supports for siblings, and some of the kids that we help become survivors, but they have ongoing health issues very often, and others are, you know, don't make it, like our Esther. And in those cases, we've even helped with burial costs and things
Is
like
that right?
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So things you-
We really try to be as flexible as possible because there are many organizations that have very specific ages
Yep.
and items that they give to,
Yep.
and we just wanted it to be the most impactful it could be. So,
And when you say we, Lori, is it a...
so this star won't go
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
The foundation as a whole, our board,
Okay.
you know, my husband and I,
Yeah.
and yeah, the royal we.
Okay. Okay.
So a couple great things. So each year we have a foundation. John Green, who wrote *The Fault in Our Stars*.
Yep.
He and his brother have a foundation, and each year they're a donor to our to *This Star Won't Go Out*. We had the exciting news at the end of 2022, where we received. We got contacted by Rob Hale of Granite Telecommunications. They've always been huge supporters of our annual event, but they actually, as a family, their family foundation was giving out endowment funds, and so they gave a $500,000 endowment fund to
Wow.
*The Star Won't Go Out*. We don't get to touch most of it.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah.
But it's amazing, you know, with open arms as to how we can use that. So we can use that mostly for our operational costs,
Okay.
freeing up the other donations that come in to go to directly to kids with cancer.
Very good.
So that's put us in a good place for the years ahead.
I was just going to say, it
is-
guarantees longevity for
Yeah,
the foundation.
it
Yeah,
does,
going
it does, which
forwards.
is
Did you have other children?
Exciting. So Esther was the middle of our 5 children.
Wow. Okay. All right.
So we just had a wedding of our second daughter
Congratulations.
3 weeks ago,
Wow.
which was really exciting.
Yeah.
We have 2 grandkids.
Okay.
That are the perfect ages of 4 and 5. And then our 2 sons, we have a son with some special needs that lives in a group home.
Okay.
And then our youngest just turned 20. For the first time since 2002, there are no teenagers in our family anymore.
So, but I'm sure they all
So-
play an active part in the foundation in
They
their own
do.
way, right?
They
Yeah,
do.
to
They've
remember
all
their sister.
participated
Yeah.
in different ways. Come to the gala.
Right.
My son, Graham, who's 27, loves to come. He wears the brightest gold jacket he can for our gala because we give out an award for the most shiny dressed person. So, yeah, so we're going to be at Marina Bay this year.
Yes.
The new brewery, Break Rock Brewing Company, with Jay Southwood. That place is wonderful.
Okay.
And it's open and casual. So we're calling it a gala still, but
Okay.
it's really sort of, you know, just cocktails, dress,
It's a social
casual.
gathering.
Yeah, it's a social gathering. We want you to be comfortable. Come shiny and bold, and if you can.
Okay.
But we do have tickets available through the website, our website, and I don't know if you have. I don't know if it'll be posted up
Yeah,
there.
we'll put it
but,
up on the screen, sure. Yeah.
So we're excited. This year we have our DJ Silent Partner, who is based out of Squantum and plays in a lot of the clubs down in Boston.
Okay.
And our hosts are going to be Annie Dow, who was one of Esther's middle school friends. She's local and worked at Mix 104.1 for a number of years. And so she's co-hosting with Kennedy from the Carson and Kennedy Mix 104.1
Oh, okay.
show.
All right.
So that's going to be really fun.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah.
So is there dancing?
So there will be some dancing,
Okay.
some music,
Okay.
lots of great food from Victory Point.
Oh.
We've had amazing supporters. I want to make sure to mention Bay State Property Management. They're one of our silver sponsors this year, and that's been really exciting. Victory Point has, contributed towards some of the food. Konditormeister and Montilio's, of course.
Okay.
Can't not have their pastries and cakes.
Okay.
So it's going to be really a great time. We're going to have one of the speakers is the head of the resource director at Dana-Farber's
very good.
pediatric
Okay.
area, Joe, who's a good friend. And yeah, so it's a good cause. It's a gorgeous location. You know, they've got outdoor patio. So the good weather that you're just predicting for the next 3 days, just make sure to carry it
Just
over through
mimic that again
through
next
next
week.
Thursday on the 28th.
Okay.
They say that Thursday's the new Saturday.
Oh, there you go.
So come and hang out. Hopefully, you know, not too much competition from other things that you're involved in. And we're hoping to raise, you know, last year we raised about $27,000. We're hoping to exceed that this
Okay,
year.
all right.
And
So this really could fulfill your yearly
yeah, so
donations.
so
through
really
this one
we
event,
really
yeah.
see the gala as that money that comes in that time is what we're able to give away.
Right.
And you know, and so we're a small organization,
Yeah.
but we feel like we have a big footprint.
Yeah, yeah. About how many folks do you think will show up?
I don't know. We're booked for you know, we have tickets for 140.
Oh, okay.
It's not that huge of a space, so
Right.
we'll be, but we're
You can overflow outside,
it
right?
can overflow, and there's lots of that's where the good weather comes in. So you're responsible for that.
That's a lot of pressure, Lori. I'll do my best.
So no,
And
it's exciting.
What are the hours for the
So it
event?
starts at 6.
6, okay.
And you know, technically we end at 9.
Okay.
We have silent auction. We're going to have a raffle basket on site.
Okay.
The one big raffle we're going to do on site is from the Marina Bay stores
Mm-hmm.
and restaurants, contributing to like the Real House Diner with gift cards.
Oh, gift cards,
and,
okay.
some other stuff like that. So
Okay.
that'll be fun. And
And what have you
we
got for
have-
auction items?
oh goodness, we've got. Oh, I didn't even you put me on the spot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I'm trying to think. Oh, so we have one of the exciting ones. We have one of our sponsors this year is the Free Jacks, and so we have a basket from them that has merchandise,
Oh.
2 tickets to any game
Okay.
in the next season.
Okay.
So a lot of people are going to want to win that one. So
Now a championship rugby team.
I
so-
know, I know. It's so exciting.
Okay, that's fun.
I think we're all going to become rugby fans around here. How can we
Well,
help it?
we're
And they're
learning about it.
oh, and they're such wonderful people. So yeah, so we have restaurant certificates, the YMCA, of course, with a membership.
Great.
Some other great stuff. So
Yeah. Do you need anything else, Lori, at this point? Donations for auction items or raffle prizes?
we never say no to
Oh, sure.
donations,
Okay.
whether they're cash or a gift item
Yeah.
that we can. I just picked up sweatshirt and gift card from Cucina Mia on my way in here this morning.
Okay.
So, so yeah, it's we're if anybody is interested in still giving, they can reach out to us
Okay.
at our website or my email.
Do any
So-
of the families that you've helped attend this event?
So each year we usually have we invite a number of them. We're not in contact with all of them, but we have a young man that's going to be coming this time. We are originally one of our speakers was going to be someone who's the father of a family that we've helped in the past. And that was kind of exciting because I found out in speaking with the dad, whose name is Mike, he's not going to be speaking at our event, but his daughter, Maeve, is, we helped their family in 2016 when she was diagnosed with cancer and in treatment. And this year, she just started nursing school
Wow.
and wants to become a nurse. And
Oh, that's great.
give
That's
back.
a great story,
So
yeah. So they're your stars that you call them, right?
Very, yeah,
yeah,
we do.
The children that you've helped and the families that you've helped. Yeah.
Yeah, so we always have a few that come, and hopefully we'll hear from, we're expecting to hear from Lucas, who's going to be here this at the event.
Very
so.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. You brought a brochure and some wristbands to tell us about. Yeah.
So I love, lots of people have wristbands for their causes. I love our bracelets because, as I said, Esther's name means star. And her friends made this bracelet
Oh.
during the time when she was having her Make-A-Wish. So they were her bracelets.
I see, okay.
And not just in memory of her. And so we do love those, and they make my heart happy.
Yeah.
And then these are some brochures. We're always happy to pass them out.
Okay.
We're going to have some of our books and T-shirts available at the gala.
Great, okay.
At our merch table. I don't know if we're running out of time.
We are.
We're running out of time.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's a great
Anything else?
it's a great cause for a great event, and as you
Absolutely.
say, everybody's impacted
Yeah.
either directly or
is.
indirectly by childhood
It is
cancer.
too
Yeah.
much. It's too much. So, a child's life, when an adult gets cancer, we all grieve. A child's life has got so many years
Mm-hmm.
of potential, and that's one of the things that makes it really hard.
Sure, sure. Well, we hope we've helped you get the message out a little
Thank
bit
you.
about
Thank you.
The
I
Star Won't
hope
Go Out.
I hope those hearing know that you're invited and participate, and we hope to see you.
Thanks a lot, Lori.
All right. Thanks so much.
You are welcome. Just enough time to check the forecast for you for the rest of the day. Today, it's the washout day today, but it's Monday, so who cares? There was a flood watch in effect. You be careful of that with some showers and downpours later on. But it clears out tonight and makes way for a beautiful week with sunny days and temperatures in the mid-70s and clear, cool nights with temperatures in the low 50s. So enjoy that for sure. Thanks again to Lori Earle for joining us from the This
Thank
Star
you.
Won't Go Out Foundation.
It's been great to be here.
Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching Friday here on the show. We will get a Social Security Administration update. Hope you can join us for that. Meantime, check our website, qatv.org. All our latest programs are there. There's news and information, video on demand, live streaming, and more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great week.